we might miss out on all that God has for us. You say, well, it's pretty sweet like I am right now. Well, have you ever asked God what he thought? What about couples around you? What about friends? What about the places you go, people you do, the habits you have, behavior you do? What about all that stuff? What if God wanted to do something different, and what God saw and smelt was more like Sodom and Gomorrah, and what God really had for you was more like the promised land, but you weren't willing to step out of Sodom and Gomorrah to come to the promised land because you thought you were already in it. And lo and behold, one day you're gonna stand before God when the judgment day comes, and God said, remember when I spoke to you? To leave that habit, to leave that activity, to leave those couples, to leave those friends, to trust me that I'd give you more? Yeah, missed out, man. Let me show you what I had for you. Oh my gosh. That was me? I could have done that? That's what you have for me? That's what you talked to me about? Yeah. That's it? God, why don't you show me that ahead of time? When I'm in Sodom and Gomorrah, why don't you give me a sneak peek at that? Why don't you just show that on the screen and pop it up and let me look at it and go, ooh, I'm in. Yeah, I'll go for that. He didn't give Lot that. The angel told Lot and his family, get up, get your stuff, and flee the city, and don't look back. Lot didn't say, well, tell me what you're gonna do. Show me a little picture of what it's gonna be. Let me see if it's gonna be worth me getting up and doing this, changing this, doing all that. No. If I tell it to you, if I show it to you, it doesn't take me, and it's sure not faith. Jesus was crying blood in the Garden of Gethsemane with his disciples supposed to be praying. They were sleeping. Because he what? He didn't want to go through the cross. He had no guarantee that you and I, it would matter in our lives. But God knew it. But God didn't show him the whole thing. He didn't show him when Brandon would get saved and get baptized with his wife beside him and his brother-in-law doing it. He didn't get all that picture. But Jesus went to the cross and finished it so that Brandon, one day on an Easter Sunday in Bushland, Texas, would stand up and say, I need Jesus, and give his life to Christ. And later stand by his wife and let his brother-in-law baptize him into a church. And he said, this church changed my life, man. You don't get to see before you step. You gotta step believing that God will meet you here and take you and blow your mind and knock your sandals off of what he's got in your life. What are you holding on to that is really Sodom and Gomorrah from God's perspective? And what do you need to come over to the promised land with God and go, wow, I didn't know it could be like that. That's the question today. Remember Lot's wife. When he says go, you step with a yes of obedience and you go. And you do not look back. Because what he has in front of you, it's so good, so good, so good, so good.